Hello, you're watching the Sunbeam Alpine channel on YouTube. It's Monday the 29th of September 2025 and tomorrow we're getting in Alpi and we're off to Italy. So I hope you enjoy the video of our adventure. The boot's nearly fully loaded, just a couple of things to go in now. That's the good thing about a Series 5. You can carry a couple of good-sized suitcases, lots of pairs of shoes and things, as well as all the spares you're likely to need on a trip like this. We set off for Dover in the early hours of 30th of September. As you might imagine, the roads were deserted, there was no one else about. Soon we arrived at Dover and almost immediately I had to get out of Alpi, unload all our luggage, and they put it through an X-ray machine and searched me. I thought it probably best not to mention the hundreds of undocumented migrants landing at the dock outside, as they would only detain us further. After this delay, we were able to get on board the ship and head across to France. There we met with JP and Christine, who were waiting for us in Dunkirk, and soon we were all heading south. We had a lot of miles to cover, so we stayed on the motorways and main roads and cruised at around 65 to 70 miles an hour. By the time we pulled up in Dijon, we had covered 418 miles on the first day. After we left Dijon, we carried on heading south through France. Our plan was to head into the Swiss Alps and meet up with Christine's brother Philippe and sister-in-law Michelle, who are classic car enthusiasts who live in the Alps above Lake Geneva. The scenery in this area is spectacular, as you might expect. On a sunny day, it's lovely to drive an old classic car on roads like this. We drove out of France, across the border, and soon we were driving into Switzerland. One of the things with Switzerland is that you need to display a pass to use their motorways. It will cost around £30. You don't want to get caught in Switzerland without this pass or speeding, because the fines can be very high. Here we are driving past Lake Geneva above Montreux, on the way to Philippe and Michelle's house. The sun was shining, the roads were smooth. It was a lovely drive. We were looking down on Montreux from the car parks above. This is the town of Montreux laid out beneath us, and this is Lake Geneva. Here are Alpi and the Venezia together in the car park. On we travelled into Switzerland and up away from the lake. This is the spectacular view from the hillside. Listen out for the bells. All the bells are the Alpine cows, ringing their own bells. Every cow's got a bell round its neck. Philippe decided to join us for the next part of our adventure, driving Michelle's lovely Alfa Romeo Spider. I think of this as a modern car, but it's over 30 years old, and it's a classic itself. As the weather was so nice, we decided to take the three classics over the top of the Alps through the Grand St. Bernard Pass. Right, we're about to go over the top of that mountain. You're climbing all the time, and at first the climb is gentle. The roads are wide and smooth, and there are crash barriers everywhere. Then it gets much more serious as you get higher. The roads get steeper, the drops get sheerer, and there are fewer and fewer crash barriers. It starts to feel like you're on a film set. The roads snake up the side of the mountain from one switchback to another, each one higher than the last.
Can I open my eyes when it's all over?
The cars need to keep their speed up to maintain momentum as they race from one turn to the next, climbing higher and higher all the time.
Oh my god. Wish I hadn't seen that.
As you go higher, it gets colder, and by the time you get to the highest levels, the air is noticeably thinner. The views are absolutely spectacular. This is getting really high now, but all three cars are performing faultlessly. I should point out that by this point, the camera operator had her eyes shut most of the time. Here we are at the top of the Grand St. Bernard Pass, 8,114 feet above sea level. Well, we live at sea level, and that is a huge climb for two cars that are over 60 years old, and all three of the classics performed perfectly. What a terrific drive that was. The Venezia is a very rare car. If you'd like to find out more about it, pause the video and follow this QR code. Here we are, just arrived in Italy. On the 1st of October, we drove 231.52 miles up and over the Swiss Alps, all in one day. Today, all of our driving would be in Italy, but not much of it would be as picturesque as yesterday. Most of today would be a 5-hour slog along one of the busiest motorways in the whole of Europe. This is the road that goes above Milan. It's the main route for all the trucks to and from Eastern Europe and is incredibly busy.
Whether we like it or not, he's coming out.
I like it or not. We arrived at our next hotel, the Trattoria Albergo Lovisi in Costa Bassara, just 39 miles from the start point of the rally at Folina. This was a beautiful, traditional Italian trattoria with lovely gardens. Pomegranates were growing on the trees, the gardens themselves were absolutely beautiful, and we met up with some more friends of JP and Christine who were also taking part in the Prosecco Run rally. Now this is what you call a wisteria. It is enormous. It makes up all of the roof of this area, all the way down here, all the way across there. Absolutely incredible from one plant. This is a very rare Hillman Superminx, built by touring cars in Milan. There are a number of subtle differences between this and a Roots-built version. We covered 225.31 miles on this day. We were now 874.72 miles away from home. This truly was a grand adventure, and we'd not even reached the start point of the rally yet. In part 2, we will drive to Folina and start the Miglia Sulla Strada del Conegliano, Valdobbiadene. Or rather, the Prosecco Run. It was great fun, and it's well worth watching. Thank you for watching the Sunbeam Alpine channel. Please subscribe and like our videos. We make them for the benefit of all Alpine owners.